In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips to help you rap fast without losing clarity. If you're new here, my name is ColeMize and I've been helping rappers perfect their rap skills on this channel for the past 11 years. If you're looking for guidance on how to improve your rap skills, check the video description below to links to my one-on-one coaching service and my quick rap guides. Now, my first tip to rapping faster while maintaining clarity is to be a lot more mindful of vowels and consonants. And so vowels are the words that use a lot of open air sounds, and consonants require you to close your mouth, restricting air coming out to make a sound. And the word rapping has a lot going on there. I have to bring my lips close together, the mouth close together to get the R sound. Ping is the lips, ping in the G, if I get it in there, rapping. There's a lot of requirements there to move different parts of your mouth and bring them together to make those sounds. And so a big part of learning how to rap fast is learning the science of how the mouth has to work to make the sounds that it has to produce. So in summary of this tip, try not to have too many vowels next to each other or too many consonants right next to each other. Try to separate them between each other. So like vowel, consonant, something like that. Doesn't have to be an exact science, but it's something to be mindful of if you're having some issues rapping fast. This could be a part of it. Too many vowels next to each other will cause your words to get kind of slurred because there's no closing, there's no separation between those sounds. It's all just kind of air. And the consonants helps create a separation between the sound of the vowels. And for tip number 2, we're going to build off of tip number 1. And this one is to avoid tongue twisters. So once again, looking at the science of how sounds are being made with our mouth, what makes a tongue twister so difficult to be said is just using the same part of the mouth over and over again, overloading that part of the mouth because it's using the same sounds. And so you want to try to avoid those as much as possible if you're trying to rap fast, because then you're kind of equally distributing the workload to different parts of your mouth, which allows you to rap faster, more easily, and more clearly. And this is precisely why tongue twisters are so hard to say. So try to avoid them if you're trying to rap fast and clear. Tip number 3 is all about being mindful of stressed and unstressed syllables. To make this simple as possible, stressed syllables are typically held just a little bit longer to be emphasized more, and the unstressed syllables are not. And if you ever want to know which syllable is stressed, just look up the word in the dictionary, and the word that's like in all caps, all bold, is the part of the word or the syllable that's stressed. And one cool thing is certain words are spelled the exact same, but they mean entirely different things based on how they're stressed. So for an example, the word present is spelled just like present, but they're stressed differently. On present, zent is stressed, and on present, pre is stressed. But the key here is this, just like the vowels, when it comes to stressed and unstressed syllables, you can put multiple unstressed syllables together because you can say them really fast typically, but you don't want to put multiple stressed syllables right next to each other. That's where you run into a problem. So you want to make sure there's a combination between the stressed and the unstressed syllables. Or in other words, make sure you're putting an unstressed syllable or two in between your stressed syllables. And that's going to be a huge help in helping you rap faster and clearer. And tip number 4, we're going to build off of tip number 3 just a little bit. And this is make sure that you're leaving enough room for your stressed syllables. This is a common issue a lot of rappers who are trying to rap fast will make. And they're just trying to cram so many words into a bar. They're trying to rap as fast as possible, but you don't want to compromise the clarity of what you're saying. You want to be able to rap as fast and as clear as possible. And one major factor that will cause you to rap unclear is not giving enough room for the part of the words that need to be stressed. So if I just got nerdy for a moment, when you're rapping fast, you're probably using a lot of 16th notes. You're probably using 32nd notes and stuff like that. But for the words that need to be stressed, you're probably going to be using some of the even longer notes, like 8th notes are very common to be used for rhymes. And so if you ever just listen to like a Tech 9 or Twister or whoever you love that raps fast, listen to all the fast parts, but see if you can pick out some of the longer parts. And usually those are the rhymes. Usually the rhymes are using these longer notes, like 8th notes. And it's giving that rhyme just a little bit more space to be said and allows it to kind of pop out and be heard. You know, it allows it to have a little bit more attention and it's kind of showing off like, okay, this is the rhyme, you know? So make sure you still have those little pockets of longer notes in there that need it. And so a lot of times the rhymes are stressed, but also there may be other words that you just really wanted to say that require stress as well. And make sure you're giving those the space they need too. So just be mindful of this. As you're listening to yourself rap fast, make sure there's nothing getting slurred. If there's something getting slurred, that likely means that's a stressed syllable that just needs a little bit more space. And so you may just have to make a couple of tweaks to make sure it has the space that it needs. Tip number 5, and this is a big one, is try to come up with a cadence first and then start working your lyrics into the cadence. Because a lot of times rapping fast, it's not just about the speed that we're saying something, it's the musicality behind it that makes it sound so good. To figure out like the general type of cadence you want to use, and then start engineering lyrics to fit that cadence, and then you can kind of make the necessary tweaks from there. Tip number 6 is shave words as much as you possibly can, like your life depends on it. And what I mean by that is basically taking the tail ends typically off of words that require like a little bit more stress. So going back to like consonant sounds, right? You know, the closing of the mouth is required to make these sounds. So if you think about words like that end with G, like stacking or rapping, that G requires a little bit more enunciation. You can shave it off and take the G off of it and just turn it into an N. So instead of like rapping, it's like rapping. And just that one little tweak, and think about how many words end with G. That one little tweak will allow you to say that word a lot faster because it's just taking off one of those parts of the word that requires a consonant or a strong consonant. Because technically rapping is still a consonant, but it's not as hard of a consonant to make because the N is easier to say than the G. Does that make sense? This is how deep this thing goes, man. Like, we're being mindful of the actual movement of the mouth that has to take place to make the sound that the word requires. So just in that example, rapping, instead of doing that, we're saying, no, we're going to take it from ing to in, rapping, rapping. I can say that a lot faster. There's less travel in the mouth to make that sound of the N than the G. And the same thing can be done with a lot of R's. So instead of like saying hater, you can say like hater. So it's just shaving a little bit off of that word and creating more room for the other words in the bar that needs to be said. And also keep this in mind on the inverse. Sometimes you want to actually fill in a little bit more space with a word. So if you're saying it initially with it shaved off, you can unshave it and make it a little bit longer by bringing the G on there or the R on there if you want to. Tip number 7 is all about pausing. And I swear, like, most rappers struggle with pausing because they feel like it's cheating or something, or they're just being lazy. First of all, you need to take a pause for the calls because you need air to stay alive, okay? Breathe, please. But pausing isn't just for breathing. Pausing is also a part of our cadences, all right? So incorporate pausing into your fast raps, not just for taking a breath, but make it a part of your musical pattern that you're coming up with. So when you're coming up with those cadences, create some type of pattern out of your pauses. And so not only is that a part of your musical aspect of what you're doing, but it's giving you a place to breathe. And you also want to keep in mind, like, where are we going with this? You know, do you want to be able to rap this live on stage in front of your friends and stuff like that? If so, you need to make sure you are incorporating pausing into your fast raps so you can actually rap it. And the more you run out of air, the more you run out of breath, the less energy is going to be able to be in your voice when you're rapping it, which is a big part of like really rocking a crowd, is like the emotion, the energy needs to be in that. So rapping fast, you're going to be using these very aggressive cadences, which is already going to feel energetic, but you also want to be able to make sure you can maintain the correct emotion to drive those cadences to have the maximal impact on the listener. So make sure you're taking a pause for the calls, not just for breathing, but also for the musicality of what you're doing. Tip number 8 is about developing muscle memory. So like when you're trying to rap fast, one of the struggles is just learning the moves. You are actually trying to move your mouth way faster than you normally would. So if you're trying to rap whatever it is at the ultimate like max speed, that could be very difficult at first. Sometimes it's helpful just to cut the instrumental off, try rapping that thing significantly slower just to get the movements down. It's like you're learning a dance move, but with your mouth. Just to get the movements down and then gradually start rapping it faster. And then work your way up to like normal fast speed. Tip number 9 is relax. Rapping fast is quite stressful. And psychologically, what happens when we get into a stressful situation, we tense up. So when you're trying to rap fast, you may find yourself that you're tensing up your mouth. You're kind of clenching your mouth, and that's actually likely hindering the movement of your mouth. So when you tense up like that, it's making it tighter, which reduces the amount of movement back and forth, which in turn can slow you down. So think about like drunk drivers, right? Why do they typically get hurt less in accidents? It's because they're out of their mind and they're in a stressful situation, but they're relaxed. And that's why they usually don't get hurt as much. Don't do that, people. But that's essentially how you have to be in this situation. You're in a very stressful situation when you're trying to rap fast, but you need to try to relax in that stressful situation. And this will allow you to relax that mouth a little bit more, and likely the words will come through a lot clearer and quicker. And try to relax your mouth almost to the point of how it would be if you were whispering. I'm not saying rap at a whisper tone, but try to relax the mouth as if you were whispering. So not a whole lot of travel, not necessarily rapping like this, but kind of more like this. You know, lips close together type of thing. And tip number 10 is probably gonna be the craziest, but hear me out first. One way that you can rap faster or rap more clearer and rap better faster is to try to rap slower. Hear me out. Sometimes when you're trying to rap fast, you end up rapping too fast and it causes you to say things too quickly. It causes the enunciation of words to get thrown off and get slurred and all that, and you get off beat, but like early type of deal. And so the psychological hack here is to try to mess up. Like try to mess up by rapping too slow. And what you'll find a lot of times is that'll be the perfect adjustment to get you right into that pocket of where you need it to be. And this kind of builds off of my last tip about relaxing, right? Because you're in a stressful situation. So another thing you'll try to do is like overcompensate, because in your mind, you're like, okay, I have to say this really fast, so let me just go as fast as possible. And there's actually a such thing as like too fast, to where now things are out of the pocket, you're too quick, it's caused you to be offbeat, words are getting slurred. So just try to relax and in your mind, try to mess up. Give yourself the permission to try to mess up by rapping too slow, and oftentimes you will find, man, it's just fitting just perfect now. And if you're ready to put your fast rapping skills to the test, check out this video I've done, which is a guided rap flow practice that I do with you, and it's really fast, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And if you made it this far in the video, then I'm about to hook you up with something you're gonna absolutely love, and it's 100% free. It's called the Rap Essentials Bundle, and it includes the #1 fundamental to rapping ebook, bar sheets to map out your flows, 6 practice instrumentals, the CMS gear catalog, 3 free rap courses, plus I'll personally send you my most essential rap tutorials covering all the core techniques that you need to level up your skills fast. And it's all yours for free when you join my mailing list via the link in the video's description below. Once again, I'm ColeMize with ColeMizeStudios.com, and always remember, when it comes to rapping, there's no rules, there's only techniques. Peace.
Hey man, you see that subscribe button right there? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Oh, and don't forget the bell icon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Hey, I know you see that like button, right? Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. And look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I'm gonna kill it, kill it.